Yasi has escalated into a Category 5. The most serious and destructive cyclone that you could have, and it is continuing to make its way towards the Queensland coast. It has also sped up overnight and is now expected to make landfall sometime around 10 p.m. That means it will coincide with the high tide due around 9 o'clock tonight in these regions. This means the risk from storm surge has increased, and somewhere between Cairns and Cardwell is the current most at-risk area.
Alrighty, so it's 8:10 on the 2nd. Not really a great deal happening just at the moment. It's kind of pretty much the calm before the storm. Now Category 5. Expected to hit tonight between 10 p.m. and midnight at Innisfail at the moment. Just a little flutter of wind.
Opportunity for you to move to a place of safety. Say in a strong enough terms, you have to take this window of opportunity now. It will close within the next 3 hours. If you live in an area that is subject to inundation from storm surge, do not bother to pack bags. Just grab each other and get to a place of safety. Remember that people are your...
Here we are in Townsville at approximately 3 p.m. on Wednesday the 2nd of February 2011. We were going to cook it out in Tully, and then we realised that we were pretty much in the firing line for a direct hit. So at approximately 10:30 this morning, Rob advised that we jump in the car and hotfoot it south. So we found ourselves at Jonathan Bill's place in Tier 1 in Townsville. And it looks like the worst we're going to get here is 150 kilometres an hour gusts. At the moment you can see that it's pretty much just a bit of rain, a little bit of a... Alrighty, so it's now 5 p.m. on February 2nd. We're still currently situated at the Beating household in Townsville, the suburb of Tier 1. Just starting to enjoy a bit of a nice rest. Rob and his brother Gary, who we were holed up with in Tully, have gone seeking more oxygen for Dawn, a very good friend of mine who is travelling with us. She needs oxygen, so they've just gone down to Townsville Hospital, having arranged with a close friend to pick up some oxygen canisters on the fly, so they're currently out of house. We're just thinking about what we're going to have for tea, and the weather's just progressively getting worse. The wind's picking up and the rain's coming down, and this is what it's looking like at 5 p.m. in Townsville. Hello, so it's coming up to about 9 p.m. on the 2nd of February. It's turning out to be quite a long day. Got the essentials sorted out. We've got more oxygen for dawn, courtesy of Townsville Hospital and Rob's friends. We've had a lovely dinner, courtesy of Bill. Couple of glasses of reds, bottle of Crown, started on the Bundy. We're lucky here insofar as we still have power, whereas the majority of Townsville is now out, North Ward, etc. Mission Beach, Cardwell, everywhere pretty much north of here has been out of power for some time now. We're lucky that we got out when we did because the tracking map still shows that Cardwell and Mission Beach are going to be pretty much wiped out. It's right in the firing line. So we've made the right decision here. The wind, as you can see, and the rain is picking up as we move closer to the crossing of the coast, which is predicted still for 11 a.m. p.m. this evening. Wind gusts here are probably approximately 100 to 150 at the moment, whereas they're reporting far more bigger gusts and continuous wind blows north of here. So the worst part at the moment for us is just thinking about people that are in the thick of it and obviously what we might or might not be going back to. We'll keep you posted. Over and out. So that's what it was like under the shelter, and this is a little bit more like what it's like outside of the shelter. It's a bit breezy. Bit blustery, starting, the wind's picking up a little bit now, and the rain's getting a little bit more ferocious, but we're still nowhere near the worst of what's coming. Howdy folks, it's 10:30 or thereabouts, and it's getting, oh fuck, so bad, to be honest with you. Oh, and the power has just gone. That says, folks, we were doing well until then, but that doesn't surprise me. We're probably one of the last places in far north Queensland to have had power this evening, so in all fairness, we've done well. Okay, it's 3:10 in the morning, now the 3rd of February. Still can't tell in Townsville. I'm just in the toilet here. Still no power, so we're just running the fridge off the generator. It's pretty goddamn awful here, so much so that I'm pretty feeling sick to the stomach. We have still got mobile communication, which means that we have been able to establish what's happening up the coast in Cardwell, which is usually home. And at present, what we know is that we've got some elderly friends that have lost the roof of the house they've chosen to stay in at the marina. We've got some other friends who, at last glance, when they could last open the window, when it was safe, reported seeing cars floating in the accommodation car park, with petrol and all that. And we have no idea beyond that what the situation is with the boats in the marina. No one can actually see, let alone go out to check anything. I'm assuming that the eye is past, but it's hard to say because we've just had these constant gales and winds that you may or may not be able to hear. It's absolutely awful. And if I think this is bad down here, which I do, I have not got a clue what people must be going through further up north, closer to the eye of the storm. It must be horrendous. Okay. I've got about another 4 hours of this until we think that the weather might calm down, and then it's going to be a case of just seeing what on earth has occurred. Shit. pretty much what the back garden in Townsville's looking like this morning. We got as far as Ingham and the road was closed to the Cardwell Ranges, so we thought we could skip through a shortcut and take the back roads, but as you can see just behind me, this is what we were faced with. So we actually drove through some localised floodwater yesterday, which was a little bit hairy, and then unfortunately we were faced with a much larger flooded area. So you can just sort of see the cars are there, the camp. Decided that we'd have to stay the night here at his parents' house, which is about a K further down this road through the floodwaters. So we got halfway down and borrowed a tin boat from a friend of his, and then rode through the debris, the power lines and the trees, and actually arrived at his parents' house, which is thankfully a high-rise. Got fed and watered and spent the night there. We just come back up in the tin boat this morning to see if we can get back along the roads, but unfortunately the floodwater hasn't subsided, so we're pretty much stuck here now. Desperate to get to Cardwell to assess the damage. We understand that it's absolutely horrendous. It's like the set of a movie, and we've still got a friend of ours missing in the Hinchinbrook Channel. So until we can either get picked up by helicopter by Chris Rose, one of Rob's friends, or we can either get up to Cardwell in a boat, it looks like we're pretty much stuck here until the floodwaters subside. Without electricity, water. We've had mobile communication until about 2 minutes ago, but it looks like even now the stations have gone down. We've absolutely got no communication at all now. So yeah, the adventure continues. Holy shit, Tuesday the 8th of February. I'm back in Port Hinchinbrook after I managed to get through on the road yesterday. Rob left Halifax, where of course we were abandoned and flooded out. He left on a boat, which was the only means of getting to Cardwell and Port Hinchinbrook. That was Sunday morning, and I left at the same time but drove back down to Townsville to see Dawn and Janet and Bill. No way of getting up to Cardwell until yesterday when the road officially opened. So it's just been kind of a waiting game, really, very frustrating. But back here now, you need a security band to get in to Port Hinchinbrook, because they've kind of closed down the area because people have been looting. I spent Sunday afternoon looking at some pictures on the internet. It was the first opportunity I had to actually have a look at the damage and devastation from the media sites. But having said that, nothing, absolutely nothing could prepare you for what you saw when you got here. Was really, really, really shocking, absolutely horrendous. So just walking down towards the marina now. The cranes here pulling boats. They've pulled 60 boats out currently. There's just another boat that's been pulled out of the marina, and once they've been pulled out now, they're being taken down to the hard standing at North Ship. I only arrived yesterday and it's still really shocking and devastated, and people have been in here working so hard since, so there's actually lots and lots already been achieved and lots of progress made in terms of the clear up, but you can just see how much damage has been done still by all the debris and what have you. So this is what used to be the car park of the marina, Port Hinchinbrook.
My weight. All I need's peace, this mind. I can celebrate. All in all, there's something to give. All in all, there's something to give. All in all, there's something to do. All in all, there's something to do. All in all, there's something to live with you. Get behind the sun and cast his way. All I need's a place to find, and there I'll celebrate. All in all, there's something to give.